After the great flood, as the waters receded and the earth began to heal, Noah's family grew and flourished. Generations passed, and humanity multiplied, spreading out and exploring the new world. In time, a large group of people migrated to a wide, fertile plain in the land of Shinar. Here, they decided to settle. It was a time of remarkable unity. Everyone spoke the same language, shared the same words, and understood each other perfectly. This shared tongue created a powerful bond, a sense of collective identity. With one voice and one mind, they worked side by side, their efforts synchronized, their community thriving. They were a single people, with a single purpose, living together in harmony on the vast plain. Living in Shinar, the people were resourceful and innovative. The land was rich in clay, but lacked stone for building. This didn't deter them. Instead, it sparked their ingenuity. They discovered a revolutionary technique. They could mold clay into uniform blocks and bake them in kilns until they were hard and durable. These baked bricks were stronger and more reliable than sun-dried mud. For mortar to bind the bricks, they found another natural resource, bitumen, or tar, which created a tough, waterproof seal. Armed with these new technologies, kiln-fired bricks and tar mortar, their ambitions soared. They were no longer limited by the materials nature provided. They could now engineer their environment, building structures more grand and enduring than anything they had ever imagined. This was the dawn of a new era of construction, and with it, a new era of human ambition. As their confidence grew, a bold idea began to circulate among the people. It started as a whisper, then grew into a collective declaration. "Come," they said to one another, "let us build ourselves a city, and a tower with its top in the heavens, and let us make a name for ourselves, lest we be dispersed over the face of the whole earth." This project was about more than just providing shelter or creating a landmark. It was a statement of power, a monument to their own greatness. They wanted to reach the sky, to touch the realm of the divine, not out of reverence, but out of a desire for fame and control. The tower was their way of defying fate, of ensuring they would never be scattered or forgotten. It was an act of profound pride, a testament to their own strength, intended to echo through eternity. And so, the work began. The plain of Shinar transformed into a massive construction site, buzzing with activity. Day after day, the sound of workers shaping clay, the roar of the kilns, and the chatter of a unified people filled the air. Brick by brick, layer by layer, the tower began its ascent. It grew at an astonishing pace, a testament to their shared language and singular focus. Soon, it dominated the horizon, casting a long shadow across the plain. It was an architectural marvel, a structure unlike any the world had ever seen. From miles away, travelers would gaze in awe at its silhouette piercing the clouds. The people cheered as it climbed higher, their hearts swelling with pride. They felt invincible, a united force capable of anything. Their creation was a symbol of their collective might, and they believed nothing could stand in their way. But their project did not go unnoticed. From the heavens, God observed the city and the tower that the children of man were building. He saw their unity and their skill, but he also saw the motive behind their monumental effort. It was not a project born of humility or a desire to better the world. It was fueled by arrogance, a desire to make a name for themselves and to ascend to the heavens on their own terms. God recognized the danger in this unchecked ambition. "Behold," he said, "they are one people, and they have all one language, and this is only the beginning of what they will do. And now nothing that they propose to do will be impossible for them." This unity, when driven by pride, could lead humanity down a path of self-destruction, away from wisdom and reverence. An intervention was necessary. In an instant, everything changed. Without warning or explanation, the clear, unified language that had bound the people together shattered. A man would turn to his fellow worker to give an instruction, but the words that came out were alien, a stream of incomprehensible sounds. The other worker would reply in his own new tongue. Equally baffling, simple requests became impossible. The fluid cooperation that had built the tower so quickly devolved into a cacophony of confusion. Frustration mounted. What was once a shared vision was now a source of deep division. Arguments erupted where there had once been agreement. The harmony was irrevocably broken, replaced by chaos and misunderstanding. The very tool that had enabled their great achievement, their language, had become the instrument of their downfall. The great project ground to a halt. The bustling construction site fell silent, save for the confused and angry shouts of people who could no longer understand one another. The rhythm of work was gone. Tools were dropped where they lay, half-finished walls were abandoned, and stacks of bricks sat unused, monuments to a dream that had crumbled. The tower stood incomplete, a stark and lonely spire against the sky. The people, now strangers to one another, began to drift apart. They sought out the few others who spoke as they did, forming small, isolated groups. The grand, unified society fractured, with their shared purpose lost. They had no reason to stay. Gathering their families and belongings, these new linguistic groups began to migrate away from the unfinished city, heading in different directions to start anew across the face of the earth. The abandoned city and its unfinished tower were given a new name, Babel. The name itself is a reminder of the event, derived from a Hebrew word that means to confuse or to mix up. This was the place where God had confounded the language of all the earth. The Tower of Babel became a timeless symbol of shattered pride. It marked the moment when humanity's single voice was splintered into the many languages we know today. From this point of confusion and dispersion, the various nations and cultures of the world began to form. Each group carried its new language to a new land, developing its own unique customs, traditions, and identity. The story of Babel is the story of how humanity was scattered, how diversity was born from an act of divine intervention meant to curb human arrogance. But the story of the Tower of Babel is so much more than an ancient tale about the origin of languages. It serves as a powerful and enduring lesson about the nature of humanity. It's a profound reminder of the delicate balance between unity and pride. It shows us that when people are united with a common purpose, their potential is nearly limitless. They can achieve incredible or inspiring things. However, the story also carries a crucial warning. When that unity is driven by arrogance, when the goal is self-glorification rather than the greater good, the result is not triumph, but confusion and collapse. Pride, the story teaches, is the foundation of our greatest follies. True, lasting achievement must be built on a foundation of humility and wisdom. And so, what is the ultimate takeaway from Babel? It is not that our differences are a punishment or a curse. In fact, the diversity of languages, cultures, and perspectives that resulted is one of humanity's greatest treasures. It fills the world with a rich tapestry of art, thought, and tradition. The true lesson is about the importance of humility in everything we do. It's a call to recognize that our strength comes not from making a name for ourselves, but from working together with respect for one another and for a purpose greater than our own egos. When we choose to build bridges of understanding across our differences, with humility as our guide, we can create something far more meaningful and lasting than any stone tower. We can build a world of peace, connection, and a shared future worth remembering for all the right reasons. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this story meaningful, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more content like this. We'll see you next time.